The Supreme Court has overturned the government notification, which essentially means that Jallikattu, the so-called sport of with the bulls, will not take place this Pongal in Tamil Nadu. The centre had lifted the ban on Jallikattu, but the Animal Welfare Board of India and other NGOs approached the top court. The top court has stayed the centre's notification. Earlier, a judge in the three-judge bench headed by the Chief Justice had refused to hear the case. The case was heard and Jallikattu has been stayed.
Court has issued notice to all the concerned state governments and to the central government. Central government is already present in the court. Essentially, we've asked for that notification should be quashed. The 7 January 2016 notification should be quashed. The court has stayed that notification. So no bullfighting or bullock cart race which takes place can take place now. And we also said that there is a sport inherently is cruel to animals and that cannot happen.
நான் கூட்டம் நடத்தினப்போ இருந்த நிலவரத்தை சொல்றேன். இப்போ நான் வெளில வந்ததுக்கு பிறகு தடை வச்சிருக்கான்னு சொல்றேன். அது என்னங்கிறது நான் படிச்சு பார்த்ததுக்கு பிறகு தெரிஞ்சதுக்கு பிறகு நான் சொல்ல முடியும். அதுக்கு சட்ட ரீதியாக மத்திய அரசு அது பெரிய நடவடிக்கை.
Sam Daniel now joins us from Chennai. Sam, any reactions?
So far, no political reactions except for MK Stalin, who says whatever legal steps ought to be taken, the government has to pursue it, Amitabh. But people down south in Tamil Nadu are quite disappointed. In fact, even as we speak now, the government had tacitly began preparations to hold Jallikattu from the 15th of this month, when the Pongal season starts across southern districts of Tamil Nadu, and they are exploring whether there would be any other legal avenues available to challenge this or to explore possibilities to hold Jallikattu. But as things stand now, it's a huge disappointment. But animal rights activists are quite delighted. They say they expected this because the government's notification exempting bulls from exhibition and from the earlier notification which banned exhibition and training for these animals was completely illegal, because that was actually banned by the Supreme Court after considering all options and trying various experiments which ultimately they say failed. And that way they are very hopeful that they will be able to pursue it continuously to make sure Jallikattu would not be allowed across Tamil Nadu or in any part of India. But people in southern districts, they are quite disappointed. But interestingly, in Tamil Nadu, Amitabh, there was political unanimity. All parties, including the Congress, which was instrumental to bring about that ban during their UPA, had actually demanded Jallikattu, also because elections are coming up next year, and that was one reason. And the BJP in particular was showing extraordinary interest because their presence in Tamil Nadu is very negligible, and they sources say they were trying to use this to give an impression that it was the BJP that made this possible. And in a way, many also say that the political parties were aware that they were treading on a very delicate, on a tricky path, because they are challenging the Supreme Court order. But for them, it's politics, and many say they knew that ultimately this may not stand legal scrutiny, but what they had wanted was to showcase to people that it was our efforts, the BJP's efforts, which resulted in this kind of a possibility, but ultimately they would want to blame the court. So disappointment at one level on the ground from people in southern Tamil Nadu, but politically they were expecting this. But animal rights activists, they are quite delighted, Amitabh.
Also joining us on the phone line from the Supreme Court is Arunachalam Vaidyanathan. Vaidya, what happened in court?
The hearing went on for almost 35 minutes. Initially, the petitioners, led by Animal Welfare Board of India and all animal activist NGOs, argued, saying that first, this is completely the notification allowing Jallikattu is in violation of the Supreme Court judgment May 2014. Second point, even though the prescribed conditions is completely illegal and violates the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. And most of the arguments were done by the other side, Karnataka government as well as Attorney General was there first. Attorney General first one, saying that the bulls, of course, were tortured. Now they issued some guidelines, so there will be a committee also to look into it. The court can even appoint some sort of observer who can look into it. Bulls are not tortured. And he said that during the course of this Jallikattu, it's only the person who gets injured, not the bull. Even the person dies. But Tamil Nadu also supported, saying that this is there in vogue for centuries and it should not be stayed. But the Supreme Court at the end saying completely. And I want to supplement what Sam said. This is exactly right. Last year, when there was a ban, nobody talked, no political party talked about Jallikattu. Why this year? Because elections are shit in May. So every political party wants to take credit. So if the BJP went to saying that BJP minister in Tamil Nadu asked the Tamilians to celebrate Pongal as Modi Pongal because he is the one who lifted the ban on Jallikattu. Now all have come to a halt.
Arunachalam Vaidyanathan reporting from the Supreme Court. Also joining us on the phone line is Congress's Khushbu. Khushbu, why are you against the Supreme Court ruling here?
It's not against the Supreme Court ruling. I would say that it's very disappointing because Jallikattu is it's a heritage, it's a culture, it's something which we celebrate every year, and it has been there for centuries. So you say there's no Jallikattu, it's like we are not able to celebrate a festival in the same manner as we normally do. So it's very disappointing, and we need to understand that when we have Jallikattu, the bulls are not subjected to any kind of cruelty because the bulls have been brought up as part of the family member. It's been taken care of. It's given special training for the bullfight, for the Jallikattu as we call. And even after the Jallikattu is over, even after the festival is over, people do look after the bull. It's not that they're abandoned or they're thrown away, even if they're slightly injured. So the subject of cruelty does not arise because there's a lot of conditions. People do understand it's a progressive world. People have progressed. There have been changes that have been brought in for the Jallikattu. People do understand the norms as to how to train the bull and how to train the people who are going to jump into the foray and do the bullfight. Even they are trained as to how they don't injure themselves as well as they don't injure the bull. So all those issues do matter. And this top court ruling that Jallikattu, there's a stay on Jallikattu, definitely comes as a disappointment for someone who's lived in Tamil Nadu all my life, and I feel that a part of my heritage has been taken away from me.